If you have ever think about quitting the financial market, I don't blame you in any way because I've once been in this position whereby I lose a lot of money, not just money, time, people's money, and all this was caused because of taking signals. I took signals from a lot of channels. I did a lot of things that are still reasonable and still resonate, but they are not just making sense, right? I did a lot of things, and what I'm trying to chase then is fast money, right? And in the financial market, looking for quick money doesn't really help, right? Doesn't really help in any way. And also, one of the things I know is that for you to make up your mind that you are going to create the financial market, you have either spent a lot of money learning and yet you still lose. You've blown a lot of accounts, and now you are trying to quit, you are trying to give up on the financial market, you are trying to stop trading. And once I got to these stages of about deciding to quit, there was a time I feel the market is all against me. Whether I play the buy position, after this market goes against me and then hits my stop and then takes me out, I blow that account, then the market moves in my direction. There are no number of times that I've questioned my identity in the market based on my analysis. All what I've done right in the market still feels to go against me and the kind of money that have been lost in this financial market. And I know a lot of you have been in this situation that makes you start questioning where you've gone wrong, what you did wrong, and after you improve, eventually you still find out that you kept on blowing accounts, having losing streaks, blowing poor firms account, blowing personal account, including people's funds for those who took in families' money, investors' money, and a lot of other things in the financial market. And why am I making this video before you create the financial market? I'm trying to let you know that in the financial market, firstly, I realized a lot of things that made me almost quit the financial market before I start seeing profits, before I start making withdrawals in the financial market, little by little. And the first thing is you need to stop taking signals from a lot of trading channels. I find a lot of traders in this particular dilemma whereby they take signals from multiple channels, and you can't compare the way these big traders trade with you trading with your $10, your $100, even $1,000. You can't comprehend it, how they trade, their strategy, and their entry position. And when we look at it by brokers, different brokers offer different spreads, and spread also influences a trade. That's to show you that if a professional trader plays a particular trade, after this trade is running and then this particular trader drop this signal, for you to go into that same market, which is a buy position, for example, you might still be on the losing side, even if that professional trader's analysis was right. And for you to become a very profitable trader, you need to master the art of trading yourself, right? Avoid taking signals. It can ruin your trading and it can make you almost quit the financial market. And anyone trading the financial market, I would love you all to stay long enough to become a very profitable trader if you want to see results in the financial market. And secondly, what you need to stop doing is you need to stop over trading, right? In the financial market, I've seen a lot of newbie traders, even professional traders that claim to be, even those that claim to be professional traders, I saw them make this single mistake, which is over trading. They over trade a lot in the financial market, and this, I've seen a trader who went from $100 to $1,000 and eventually blowing the entire account due to over trading and wanting to make more and more in the financial market, right? You don't capitalize, you don't go and you don't compound account by doing all this in the financial market, right? All what we are chasing is financial freedom, so you need to master the art of trading, know the right time to trade, know the right time to avoid market. When the market is choppy, know the right time. When the market is trending, the best time to go into the trades. You need to understand all this in the financial market if you know you really want to go a long way in trading. And another thing is revenge trading, right? A lot of traders, even me myself, a lot of us are victim of revenge trading. For example, we place the particular trade, right, which we are very sure and certain about this particular analysis that this trade is going to play out in our direction, and eventually we lose this particular trade. And in the act of trying to make back our money in the market, we open another position hoping to make what we lose in the financial market. This is what we call revenge trading, right? You need to study the market the right way. Once you lose, you take a loss. Take that loss, look for a good analysis, and if you are to avoid that market, stay away from that market, right? Revenge trading would not do you any good than worse. It will do you more worse than good if you keep on revenge trading on any market of which you take a loss. Take a loss, and if you take a profit, avoid the market, wait for another analysis, wait for your trading zones, your time frames, and you become a very good trader on the long run. And another thing is, you need to stop taking shortcuts when you are trading, right? I found a lot of traders in this particular situation whereby they avoid the big pictures of taking in the analysis, the fundamental aspect of trading, right? They try to avoid shortcuts, and this is still linked towards signal taking, right? Don't follow the shortcut when it comes to trading, right? Do the real work. If you are trading the New York session, the London section, the Tokyo section, stick to a particular session and trade it until you see massive results, right? You need to be disciplined on this particular aspect in trading, right? And once you are trading and you can master all this, you are going to become a very good trader, and you won't even think of quitting the financial market, right? And you can start trading, even though you are just venturing into trading, you can start trading as an hobby. And once you start seeing great results, you can go all in. And I would advise you not to risk more than 0.5% of your entire net worth, right? A lot of big traders advise that you can risk 1%, 2%, but I would advise you risk nothing more than 0.5% of your net worth on trading. From this 0.5%, you can make back your entire net worth if you put in the work, the consistency, the showing up, sticking to a set routine. You see a lot of results. I'm talking from experience, and I've been trading the financial market for over 3 years. That's why I'm detailing all the details, and that's why I decided to share my experience on my trades, my results, and all what I'm going to be doing regarding my trading journey. I'll be sharing it all with you in this my YouTube channel, right? So that you too can benefit, I too can benefit, and we all can go together as the community of traders. And another important thing, the last and not the least, which I need you all to know, is that stop switching strategy, right? So if you are a person that trades the top down analysis, that is looking at the chart from the higher time frame down to the lower time frame and then placing your entry, stick to your strategy long enough to become a profitable trader. Switching strategy won't do any good to you, right? If you master a particular strategy and you've seen results, stick to it long enough, master it long enough, backtest on this particular strategy. And for those that don't know what backtesting means, backtesting simply means going over your past trades or going over the past market results, the market data, the analysis, the statistics of past events in the financial markets, just to know and be able to further predict the future market in a well accurate form, right? That's what backtesting means. That's studying past events in the financial markets for better futuristic decisions, right? You need to understand all this in the financial market, and once you become master of all the details which I highlight in this video, you won't further think of quitting the financial market. I know currently you might be struggling on debt, you might be struggling on a lot of things which is keeping you down, which is putting you into a lot of debts and disgrace, right? And I would like to share some important words with you before I round it up here, right? If you are watching this and you are thinking of quitting, right, don't ask yourself how much you have lost in the financial market. Ask yourself what you have really learned in the financial market, because one day the lessons become profit, right? And when that happens, Nobody sees the year you almost gave up in the financial market. And even if this video gets to only one trader out there, I want to make sure that trader is you. And one thing that I really want you to take away from this video is most traders don't quit because they lack the potential, right? They quit because the journey becomes harder than they expected, right, in the financial market. I hope to see you to become a very profitable trader out there in the nearest future. This is Glory Capital. I'm wishing you all the best in life and in trading, and see you in the next one.